Paul Wassmann es un biólogo alemán afincado en Noruega. Él es el coordinador principal del proyecto de cambios bruscos en el Ártico y el jefe de la campaña que se está desarrollando en el buque de investigación noruego Jan Mayen. Professor Wassmann, can you describe to our audience of people living in lower latitudes, such near the Mediterranean, the setting of where we are right now?
Yes, we are on the northeastern tip of the Spitsbergen island in a fjord called Magdalena Fjord, and it's a small fjord with a deep basin, and we are about at around 80 degrees north.
We are stopped right now. Why? What's going on in the Jan Mayen right now?
What we're doing right now is that we investigate the structure of the water column and the organisms living there, their genetic composition, and we are in particular interested in Arctic organisms which have wandered down to the bottom layer, and because we are particularly interested in the Arctic organisms and wish to make experiments with them.
There is an interesting place on your right over there. Can you explain us why this is an historical site?
Yeah, the Magdalena Fjord has been a site very often visited by tourist ships, all from the early 1900s. And the historical interesting thing is that there is a place here which is a burial ground for the Dutch whale hunters, which worked here in this area in the 1600s to catch whales and to produce whale oil, which was the source of light all over Europe at that time.
When did you start working in the Barents Sea?
My first cruise to the Barents Sea was in 1984, and since then I have been here a couple of times.
How many times have you been in sailing here in Europe?
I think it's close to 20 cruises I've been in these waters.
And is it still fascinating for you, or do you feel that it's just routine?
That's difficult to be a researcher doing routine. So you have the interest for your field, and every field work, although it goes maybe to a similar area where you have been before, has a different context. So there is no routine with regard to field work.
Professor Wassmann, let us know, what is the aim of this campaign?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
What's the aim of this campaign?
The aim of this campaign is to do investigations on organisms in the field. We have also a leg after this campaign, which is an experimental study. But here we try to catch organisms, Atlantic or Arctic cold water organisms, and investigate how they react to the potential or ongoing increase of temperature. And from that we wish to learn more how the system will behave in years to come when the climate gets warmer.
Is the climate change very obvious in the Arctic? Is it something seen from year to year?
That is a little difficult to answer, because the interannual variation, or the variation between year to year in this region, is quite big. But when you have been here over 20 years, like I have been, you can see changes. You can see more warm water species coming into the area. And you can see also in the long run that there is less ice now than there was, let's say, 20 years ago.
And does the climate change in this area have any effect on the entire world?
That's what we definitely believe, although we have also the mechanisms for that impact described. But as you can understand, this is not easy to prove and to show, and there can be discussions about it. But basically, we think that the Arctic has an impact on the world climate, and in particular on the deep water formation and ocean circulation.
Do you think that the ATP project will contribute to further understanding of the Arctic and contribute to conservation efforts?
I think definitely that this is a major goal of this project, and the efforts which we do here are also put into a mathematical model with some predictive power, and these type of results maybe belong to the few ones you will have to take steps for conservation of the European Arctic or the development in this sector.
And Professor Wassmann, why do you like the Arctic? How do you feel when you are sailing here?
Well, that's difficult to answer. I like myself quite a lot. There are some people and scientists who are affected by the Arctic bacteria and just would like only to work here. I can also work in warmer places, but it's a fascinating place, not very much investigated, and a place where a lot of things take place which deserve our attention.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.